welcome back to the world of Wraith. Before we jump into it, be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button. We're almost at a goal of 1,500. Be sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let me know in the comments down below, is Arachne Huntsman one of the best decks now? It's kind of crazy to me how Huntsman's been really popping up ever since Pablo Pintor got second. Now, let's break down the calling. Brisbane, most represented deck, Marionette. As always, this is the most popular deck, even though it might not necessarily be the best. It's definitely the most played in all the events so far. Dio, the best deck for sure, 17. Then Huntsman at 16, which was a little surprising to me, but I actually think Huntsman is just a pillar of the meta now. I mean, we'll see if they drop off, but I think Huntsman is a pretty strong hero, has fatigue potential, has great cards that are assassin, the assassin majestics are powerful. Victor, right below Huntsman. I think Victor's preying a lot on Dio, has a pretty good Dio matchup, and thanks to all the aggressive heroes in this format, Gravy Bones has been taking a backseat, allowing decks like Victor and Verdance to really rise up and counter Dio. Acilio 11, Acilio pretty strong deck, but tied up with Syndra both at 11 is a little surprising to me. I do think Acilio is a better deck than Syndra, but Syndra's still going on strong. The Syndra hype train is real. Vincent also at 11. I think Vincent's gonna be right around this number in the metagame. Maybe not the most represented deck, but definitely on the lower tier. A lot of people know that this deck is powerful, so you can definitely expect Vincent to stay here in the metagame. Now, Gravy Bones has been creeping up a little bit. He fell off for quite a while, but we have him tied with Phi at 10. So 10 Gravy Bones, 10 Phis, 8 Dorinthia. Don't sleep on Dorinthia. I think she's actually a pretty solid contender in the metagame. The rest, nothing too crazy. Shout out the 3 Tough Nuts. Shout out the Fangs. Shout out Bolton. And 2 Teklovasen. Now, on to the conversion / top 48. 5 Gravy Bones, 5 Phis. Say that 5 times fast. 5 Phis. 5 Victors, 5 Dios, 4 Huntsmans, and 4 Marionette. I love that these are both Arachnes, but they play differently. But just look at the horn. I think it's so cool that both Arachnes have a horn sticking out. Anyways, 3 Dorinthias, 3 Ocelios, 3 Vincets, 2 RKOs, 2 Jarls, 2 Katsus, and then we got 1 of Bolton, Pleiades, Puffin, Verdance, and Syndra. Puffin might not be the best deck, but I've been seeing Puffins doing pretty well at these tournaments. I think Puffin is on the cusp of becoming pretty good in the meta. Maybe she's missing a card or two, or maybe she's just missing a couple of players to really dedicate and make the deck better. Now, Jarl, very interesting that another Guardian is kind of in the metagame. Now, I think we can all agree Victor is better, just because his specialization, his shield counting as a gold, and Visit the Gold Main Estate gives you a crazy endgame. He can rig his clashes, so things like Test of Strength is pretty powerful, and being able to draw while on the defense is a pretty big reason to play Victor. But Jarl does have his ice cards, and with things like Elemental Strike, he's gotten a pretty nice boost. Now, let's break down the top 20 decks. Alright, before we jump into the top 8, I just want to say the top 20 decks, we had 4 Victors. So 4 of the Victors were the best of the top 20. Kind of crazy. Not the best, but it was the most amount of hero in the top 20 for Victors, which is pretty crazy to me. I mean, I disrespected Victor for quite a while, but here's Victor doing great. 2 Huntsmans, 2 marionettes, 2 Dios, and 2 Gravy Bones. So the Gravy Bone resurgence is kind of here. Gravy Bone's here to take down the Victors and the other slow decks like Verdance. And then 1 Elves, 1 Dory, 1 Pleiades, 1 Vincent, Verdant, Cecilio, Puffin, Phi, and Jarl. But when it comes down to the top 8, we actually have 1 Huntsman, 2 Victors, Marionette, a Dio, an Cecilio, a Gravy Bones, and a Pleiades. So kind of crazy that Pleiades and Victor made both the top 8 of this calling and the last calling. Marionette has not made a top 8 until today of any of the callings. So as represented as Marionette was, he really wasn't making the top cut. Gravy Bones finally made a top 8. Dio has consistently been here. Huntsman once again top 8, and I believe Huntsman was the first seed at the other tournament as well. So Huntsman, definitely can't sleep on Huntsman. I mean, you got to be ready for this deck. It's a powerful deck, and Hunter becomes kind of insane when you're getting a ton of silver with the gloves. Every silver is essentially worth 1 point of value now. So Huntsman, definitely don't sleep on him. But in the end, Cecilio took down the event. So Dio lost to Victor, which is pretty much what you'd expect to happen. I think once we take Dio out, no null time zones for Cecilio to worry about. Cecilio can just breeze through the top 8. I'm sure there were good, hard played games, but Cecilio is just a monster, and when you don't have someone as aggressive as Dio being faced against you, I'm pretty sure Cecilio can do some crazy combos, high damage output. That pretty much wraps it up, y'all. As always, thank y'all so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know in the comments down below, is Huntsman top 3 best deck? Thank y'all for watching. Peace.